Hi there, folks. My name's NovaWing24, and welcome back to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for all your simulation news and goings-on from the week that was. Well, this is a bit of a bumper issue because we're wrapping up a couple of weeks because we've had we had a quiet week, and now we've had a fairly busy week. So, and of course, me being slightly human, sometimes I accidentally forget stuff like I did a couple of weeks ago. But you know what? We'll get into that in just a moment. All right, so we are going to jump straight into it with a few releases. Alright, so first of all, we're going to start off with one from that I missed, and I do apologise to all my viewers, and thank you very much to Ajax for highlighting the fact that I did kind of miss this one in the last NovaWrap. Two products were released a few weeks ago that I did manage to miss, just sorry guys. So the first one is Aerosoft's Autobahn Police Simulator. So this one's a different take on your sort of driving games. It's essentially it is you going on the Germany's very very famous or infamous, depending on how you want to look at it, autobahns, where you can actually go through and enforce the law and order on Europe's fastest roads. So it goes. There's over 40 missions there, and as well as like a free play sort of just like auto-generated. Scenario generated kind of mode as well. You can go through all sorts of things. You've got to deal with accidents. You've got to deal with criminals on the on the run. You've got to do like it's flag down suspicious drivers. You've got to do chases and all sorts of fun things. So yeah, it's like the old days of the old Need for Speed Hot Pursuit kind of days, but just kind of a little bit more not stupid kind of thing. Yeah, it's just looking pretty cool. Something a little bit different, and I can see anyone who enjoys their truck simulator and stuff like that will probably enjoy being on the other side of the driving thing for this one. So I think this looks pretty cool. Now this one is available now. You can buy this direct from your favorite flight simulator retailer, or you can also get it direct from Steam as well. Just look for your favorite platform to buy it from. In other release news a few weeks ago that I did kind of miss as well, so it was a fairly major release actually, and I feel really awkward that I kind of missed this one. The guys over at Orbix released the second in their global open LC range, so LC of course being the land class. So essentially, for those who don't know how land class works, land class is pretty much what defines what things, where cities, towns, villages, roadways, waterways, kind of like where it pops up in your simulator. Now, of course, when you buy regions and stuff like that, you'll get customized land class for that. But what happens to the rest of the world that's not sort of focused in a specific region and stuff? And that's what Orbix is here to actually sort of fill in that niche. So they released their first one last year, late last year, early this year, which was the Europe Open LC. Now they've followed up with the second of their major sort of epic regions to cover the whole globe. So this is their North America, Alaska, Canada, and Arctic region as well. So this is available now from Flight Sim Store. Head straight over there to flightsimstore.com to grab your copy if you haven't already. And it's what does it do? So as I said, it puts in more accurate cities, towns, villages where they turn up. It reduces how much the repetition you get on the terrain textures. Now, for me, with low and slow flying that I tend to do, maybe not necessarily slow, but the low flying I do, that's really, really important to actually get things so it doesn't look like the same stuff over and over and over and over again. So this is really, really cool. It revamps 3D lighting as well for the whole regions, and gives you like more experience when the seasons change and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So yeah, really cool. Definitely not a bad little add-on to add to there. It is a little on the extra side, but you know what? For going through a full simulator overhaul, which is what the guys at Full Terrain, of course, are always aiming for, this is probably not a bit. This is a really important add-on and part of their sort of family of add-ons to do. So definitely head over to Flight Sim Store to grab that one whenever you feel like it. Alrighty, going back to now to some of the reviews from last week. So we've got the guys over at Aerosoft, who produced the ViperJet known as the Viper, so the ViperJet. Now this is available for X-Plane 10, so X-Plane 10 users rejoice. They've released this one. It's now available through your favourite flight sim retailer, as I said. Cute little the civilian jet. It's interesting. It's sort of like a baby L-39 is what it reminds me of, and it looks kind of cool and like really interested to see. And it's you get that sort of aerobatic sort of feel to it, and you definitely feel like it is that stepping stone. It's not an ex-military jet like we usually see kicking around the Warbird circuit and stuff like that. This is a true aircraft for the privates, for the civilian. It's designed for that. That's what it's there for, and it just is a lot of fun. So for X-Plane 10 users, you can zip around the skies in the ViperJet. It's also been quite the week for releases for scenery. So the guys over at RF Scenery Building have released their Catania Fontarasso airport. So this is in the beautiful island of Sicily. It's a beautiful part of the world, by the way. I spent a bit of time there for the last few years, and it's absolutely amazing place to be. And this is a beautiful rendition of the airport here. So this is available for your flight simulation pleasure, and you can enjoy in. It's the second largest city on the island of Sicily. And it's going to be a great little place for you to fly into. Spectacular scenery for that area as well, especially if you've got the old Orbix Global as well. So in other releases as well, we've got the beautiful Culiacan International Airport, brought to us from the guys over at Magmex Studios. So they brought us this amazing airport in Sinaloa in Mexico, and having quite a lot of the international traffic coming through to that part of Mexico. Very popular with flights coming from the Baja California Peninsula, and just looks absolutely amazing. The detail that these guys have gone through as well is pretty damn incredible. So it's currently it's in the real world airport is actually in the process of expansion to be able to support 777s, but in the meantime though it is a shared airport between the Mexican military and the international civilian community, and it looks absolutely amazing. So this is going to be an impressive airport for you to fly in and out of in Mexico. And the other releases, or another release as well, so the guys over at Aerosoft have, of course, been really busy. So this one, we've got Flamingo International Airport. So a very gaudy name, and it's backed up by the fact that its tower is in a beautiful sort of pink, a flamingo pink. This airport's got a really cool little history. It's on the island of Bonaire. It's part of the former Netherlands Antilles Islands. Now, of course, most people know that region and those islands for Saint Martin and Princess Juliana. It's like, I think everybody in flight simulation has gotten like a landing into there. But you know what? The Caribbean islands. This is another beautiful place to go to. Very popular with surfers, and it's absolutely amazing the work that's been done for not just the airport itself, but also its surroundings. So they're completely redone, and it's just looking absolutely amazing, and actually gives you that feeling of why people go there in real life with all the swimming and all the surfing and all the scuba diving. So looking absolutely amazing, and really well done, and a great release there from Aerosoft as well. Alright, in other aviation releases as well, the guys over at A2A have released another one for their aircraft factory line. So their aircraft factory line is their... I don't want to say it's their lower end range, because it's not. It's still an amazingly high quality product, but at the same time it doesn't use the full super, oh my god, like everything's going to go horribly wrong for the kind of thing if I don't do everything just perfect that you get with their full AccuFeel and their full AccuSim titles. It does, however, use A2A. It does use A2A's proprietary AccuFeel advanced features as well. But yeah, it's just a little bit more easier to fly, and it does do very nicely. The P51H was a upgraded variant of the D, more post-war sort of stuff, and did a lot of tours of the airshow circuits, and was in use much post-war with a few air forces there as well. So looking kind of nice. In other A2A news as well, so A2A has finally come to FSX Steam Edition. So partnering with Dovetail Games and the guys who brought us the Air Alaska add-on, which is TakeFlight Interactive. Many of the original mission developers from the original FSX days. So the Air Alaska add-on, which has come out for the main FSX, for Box FSX and for P3D some time ago, is now available on Steam. So this add-on gives us a few missions and be able to have some fun and some challenging operations up in the great Arctic wilderness of Alaska. And it is designed to work with A2A's Piper J3 Cub as well, which was the first aircraft that really A2A sort of showcased AccuFeel and their AccuSim technologies, and fundamentally revolutionized how aircraft add-ons were seen. And you can now pick up both of these titles. You can either pick them up individually, or you can pick them up as a combined pack as well for your FSX Steam Edition Simulation Pleasure. And you pick those up now from Steam. Alrighty, in other FSX news as well, this will pretty much round out the FSX news for this week, is that the guys over at Emerald Scenery Design, so these guys have been around for a little bit, and they've sort of been doing things for a while. They do a mixture of very, very good quality free and payware. So they've released a donationware title, their Solomon Islands X, so it's a pay what you want for it when you download it kind of thing. Very, very impressive work, designed to work with Orbix's FTX Global and Vector, and just it really enhances the feel of the Solomon Islands. Now, Solomon Islands, of course, just near Papua New Guinea in the Pacific, and just these islands look absolutely amazing and incredibly detailed and incredibly beautiful extra work that the guys at Emerald Scenery Design have done. It comes complete with a variety of airports, as well as a full revamp of the entire islands. Now, just a note that, as I said, it is donationware and it's still a work in progress. The current build is pretty damn awesome, but they are still providing sort of regular updates as well, so definitely something to keep your eye on. And it is a beautiful part of the world to fly in. I've spent many hours in a Grumman just sort of flying around there, thanks to once it was pointed out to me by a good friend of mine, Laserbolt from msflights.net. He pointed it out to me, and it's a beautiful place to fly, and yeah, this is going to enhance your experience just and to an incredible degree. It really, really will. So that is something to look forward to. Alright, well, not quite wrapping out FSX news though, sorry. FSX, funnily enough, Aerosoft is here again. So, in FSX Steam Edition, Aerosoft's Lukla Airport, or actually what it is Edmund Hillary, Tenzing Hillary Airport is actually the official name for the airport. But Lukla Airport, which is the gateway to Mount Everest and the Himalayas, that is now available for your Steam Edition pleasure. It can be purchased through your Steam Edition store at your pleasure. Alright, in other simulation news as well going on, so we've also got the guys from Dovetail have released another add-on for their Train Simulator 2015. So we've got the Voitkravitsa locomotive add-on, the Dojipanov BR261. Oh, excuse me, folks. So it comes in with a variety of liveries, with all the fond detail that we also get used to expecting from the guys over at Dovetail Games for their add-ons. Gives a whole few, three scenarios coming through for the title as well as being cross-compatible with their Mannheim-Karlsruhe routes as well, to give you some extra scenarios as well to play along with. So another great add-on from those guys. And speaking of the permanent way, the countdown to Train Simulator 2016 is on, and it's exciting Train Simulator aficionados everywhere. So that will be coming out in the next week or so. So we expect to have the release of that coming out on or about the 17th of September. So we're looking forward to that coming to our permanent way, a virtual permanent way, very, very soon. Speaking of that, the guys over at Dovetail have done another Twitch stream to sort of show off their preview of the user interface, and also the Academy, which is a great tool to actually be able to sort of, especially if you're new to the train simulation world, to be able to learn the finer arts of actually driving trains in the real and virtual world. So looking pretty cool, looking pretty awesome, and we shall see that very, very soon. Alright, in other simulation news as well, so for the guys who love their racing and car simulations, the guys over at Project Cars have released their newest piece of DLC. So they've released their old versus new car pack as well, so that comes in with a few new vehicles as well, so it gives their three sort of, their old school, original versions, and then their modern day equivalents. So we've got three major manufacturers represented. We've got Ford, BMW, and the Roof. So we've got the Ford Mustang. I just melt every time I think about a Ford Mustang. I really, really do. Anyway, so we've got the original sort of 4.7 litre V8 1960s era Ford Mustang, along with its 2015 Mustang GT 5 litre V8 version as well. Along with that, with the roof guys, we've got of course, the Porsche 911. So going back the old school 1987 Yellowbird, and of course going through with the brand new Porsche 962 Group C cars as well. So looking amazing. And then of course we've got the BMW. So BMW's Turbo series. So it's going through their high-end, both some of their original 1973 ones, their 2002 Turbo road cars in 1973, and of course their latest, their newest 320TC World Touring Car Championship one as well. So a nice bit of variety, a bit of interesting sort of flashbacks and seeing how the design and performance has changed over the years. So looking pretty cool. Mind you, I must always say that, don't get me wrong, Porsches are nice cars, but seriously, Porsche, can you just change the design? You haven't changed it in like 40 years. A nice tweak every now and again will be nice. Anyway, that's just neither here nor there, really isn't. Anyway, so alright, okay. Now that does round out the simulation news and goings on for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with me. As I said, last week was a bit quiet. Well, the week before was a bit quiet, so, but we've got a very, very busy, got a bumper issue this week. Thanks very much for tuning in. Don't forget, as always, you don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these updates and to see more things happening on the channel. And of course, as always, you can find out all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.